Exercise 5.4, problem 19, discussion. If A, which is 3, 6, and C, minus 1, 2 are two vertices of a rhombus ABCD, then find the equation of the straight line that lies along the diagonal. So let's draw the figure. ABCD, it is a rhombus. Rhombus is nothing but a tilted square, right? That's all it is. So the key is all the four sides will be equal and the diagonals are perpendicular to each other and they bisect each other. Okay, so the points 3, 6 and C is minus 1, 2. We are asked to find the equation of the other diagonal, that is BD. Now, as I told you, the diagonals bisect each other. So which means the midpoint of AC is also the midpoint of BD. So you can do that, right? You can find the midpoint of AC, which will give you the value of M. So one point on the straight line BD is now known. Next, what does it say? It says the slope of AC and BD will be equal to minus 1, the product of their slopes, because they are perpendicular to each other. So calculate the slope of AC, from which you can calculate the slope of BD, right? So what happens now? You have a slope of this line BD as well as one point on it, and use your slope point form and calculate the equation of the straight line. Okay, so what is given? Given are the 2 points, right? A and C. It's a rhombus. What are we asked? We are asked to find the diagonal BD. Right? What's the formula? Formula is we'll have to find the midpoint. So use the midpoint formula, x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. And then slope of this line we need to calculate. Slope of AC we'll have to calculate using the 2-point form. That is this point and this point. We can calculate the slope. So you have to use this 2-point form for the slope. Once you know that, then you have to use m1, m2 equal to minus 1, because slope of AC and AC and BD are perpendicular to each other. So if this is m1 and this is m2, m1 and m2 will be equal to minus 1. So that way you will be able to calculate the slope of BD. Then use the 1-point slope point form. You know the slope and you also know 1 point on it. So you can use the slope point form and calculate the equation of BD. So this is the this is how the problem needs to be worked out. Now let's write the steps. Using points A and B, calculate the midpoint, right? Using this point and this point, calculate midpoint. Then calculate the slope of AC. Calculate the slope of AC using the 2-point form, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. This is x1, y1. This is x2, y2. So using those values, calculate the slope. Next, find the slope of BD using this formula, because the product of the two diagonals is equal to minus 1 as they are perpendicular to each other. So use this formula, m1, m2 equal to minus 1, or m2 will be equal to minus 1 by m1, right? So that way you'll be able to calculate the slope of BD. So then now you have slope and you have 1 point. So use the slope point form, y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. So that's all in this problem. So what I suggest is you stop the video here and try to do this problem and then come back and check your working against our solution. The solution. So the key point is, in the rhombus, diagonals bisect each other and are perpendicular to each other, right? That is a key point. So the midpoint of AC is also the midpoint of BD, and the slope of AC will be the negative reciprocal of the slope of BD, or the product of the two slopes is minus 1. So let's find the midpoint of AC using the midpoint formula. This is x1, y1, this is x2, y2. So x1 plus y, x2 by 2, 3 minus 1 divided by 2, and 6 plus 2 by 2. That's the midpoint. 6 plus 2 by 2, 3 minus 1 by 2. So that gives you 2 by 2. This is 8 by 2. So the point is 1, 4. So point M is 1, 4. Now, what's the slope of the line AC using 2-point form? Again, this is x1, y1. This is x2, y2. So there is y2 minus y1, 6 minus 2 divided by 3 minus of minus 1, that is plus 1. So 6 minus 2 is 4. So 3 plus 1 is 4. So 4 by 4 equal to 1. Now, you know the slope of AC is 1. what will be the slope of BD? It will be negative reciprocal of AC, right? Slope of BD will be the negative reciprocal of slope of AC. See, when you multiply these two, you'll get -1, right? So minus 1 divided by slope of AC. Slope of BD will be equal to -1 divided by slope of AC is 1. So -1 by 1, that will be equal to -1. So now you have one slope and you also have one point. Substitute that in the slope point form. Y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. The point, this is x1, y1, slope m equal to -1. So this equation will become y minus y1, y minus y1 is 4 equal to m is -1 into x minus x1, x minus 1, right? So, and simplify this, y minus 4 will be equal to minus x, right? And minus to minus will become plus, so plus 1. So this, you bring this x this side, so it will become x plus y minus 4 minus 1 equal to 0. So x plus y minus 5 equal to 0 is the equation of the diagonal BD. Okay, so let's just quickly recap it. So basically the key point is slopes, the diagonals of the rhombus bisect each other and they are perpendicular to each other. So from the 2 points A and C, find the midpoint of diagonal AC, which is also the midpoint of BD, or it's a point on the BD. Now you know one point on the BD, so that problem is part of the problem is solved. And the diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Find the slope of AC using 2-point form. Then the slope of BD will be negative reciprocal, right? Because their product is -1. So slope of BD will be -1 divided by slope of AC. That way you can calculate the slope of BD. Now you know the slope of BD as well as one point. Then use the slope point form and solve the problem. Okay, so I hope I made the problem easy for you. If not, go through the video one more time. Thanks for watching this video.